So it was December 2019 and early January 2020. Australia had been ravaged by bushfires all across the country, and a friend had sent me a poem written by someone overseas. He was an Australian man, and it was very much a bush poetry. And actually, I listened to it and I thought, gee, I really love this rhythm. I love what he's saying, and he's talking about the bushfires and the ravaging sort of fires that went across Australia. But what happened is, deep in my psyche, I was sort of upset that he hadn't actually mentioned about the experience of our brothers and sisters from the First Nations who've got really good experience over 65,000 years fighting fires, managing fires, and there was no mention or respect. However, I said to my friend, I really like that video. He said, oh, it's similar to that Brisbane poet called Rupert McCalls. And I said, I'd never heard of Rupert McCalls. Not having really written a poem at that stage, I went and had a listen to Rupert McCalls' Green and Gold Malaria, which is an amazing poem that he wrote many, many years ago, and he's published it. And with a lot of respect to Rupert, I was so inspired by that poem that I thought there's an element I'd like to add to this as a conversation between an Indigenous person and a non-Indigenous person. So this poem I really dedicated to Rupert for inspiring me to even get into poetry. And this is my very first poem. And this is the one I called Australianitus. Enjoy. The hour would soon arrive when I could no longer ignore the pain. I was obviously hurting, so I went to visit Dr. Lane. This regular appointment would adjudicate my fate. And I walked into his room and I gave it to him straight. Doc, I wonder if you might explain this pain of mine. I get heart fluctuations and shivers down my spine. And from there, deep in my brain, my head begins to pump. And I've checked all over my body and I can't see any unusual lump. And then there's one symptom that any human can fear. It's a frog in my throat and the crying of a tear. Well, the doc scratched his noggin and he gave me a serious frown. That look in his eye told me that I could be on my way down. Come on, doc, what is it? My heart is hurting and I'm so full of pain. Give it to me frankly, don't hold back. It's hurting me once again. I'm unsure, he mumbled, but let me try to understand more if I may. This pain seems to visit annually on what your mob call Invasion Day. He continues, am I right in thinking this may explain your painful condition? And I thought for one quick second, yep, I gave him my position. See, I get it when I'm talking with my brothers from the Yuggera clan, and I get it at Corroboree, kicking up the red sand. I get it when I speak to whiteys the truth about our history. And I get it when we share our culture and help unlock Aboriginal mystery. See, I got it in 92 when Mabo fought and broke the British mould. And I got it in 2000 when Cathy Freeman won the gold. And I got it back in 97 when the UN published the Bring Them Home report. And I got it back when the Nanangu closed the Uluru climb as a last resort. And when Danza Baker raps and he dances as our Baker boy, or when we watch a film or hear her sing, our very own Jessica Malboy. I get it when our mob meets each July at NAIDOC Day, and I get it reading Bruce Pascoe's Dark Emu and what he's got to say. So all I want to know, Doc Lane, am I going to die? But he smiled so wide and he looked me directly in the eye. He fiddled with his stethoscope and he placed it out of reach. He wiped away a tear, then he gave me his passionate speech. For more than 65,000 years, your ancestors have been free to share this land. Your connection to country from west to east and across the hot desert sand. True ancient custodians of a land so tranquil and sometimes harsh. From Uluru to Arnhem Land to Torres Strait Islands and the marsh. From your dreamtime stories, your art and thriving off the earth. It's where you've come from. Stand proud to be Aboriginal as you're right at birth. So that pain that you carry is your pride in where and who you actually are for sure. Australianitis is that pain you carry, deep disconnection to country, and we must come together to find the cure.